guys, I'm Madeleine Harvey. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I might have lofty goals for this one, but I thought it would be so great to dedicate a video to the mixed voice. What is it? What do we need to do to manage this very slippery, elusive blend of registration? And what behaviors do we need to develop in order to really, once and for all, master the mixed voice? So if you like today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up or click that subscription button below. I love seeing you guys here and want to see you here as often as I possibly can. So full disclosure, this is like take 50 on today's video, but I am committed. I'm committed to clarifying a lot of confusion around the mix. And it is a very nuanced, complex vehicle. It's a very complex feeling with the voice, which is why this is like take 50 for today. But like I said, I'm so committed to demystifying what this is all about in under 20 minutes. So I don't know where you are in your learning. So let's just start at the very beginning. We need breath at the very center of the voice. It is the very nucleus of how the entire instrument works. We are wind, acoustic. Now, when it comes to mixing the voice, the true keys to the kingdom are managing air pressure, specifically air pressure, and also focusing air flow to get a type of acoustics. So we need the flow to move because music is so dynamic, right? It is so changeable in an instant's notice. We've got to know how to ride waves. Yeah, we need to be the surfer riding the wave. So what we are riding is our breath, feeling that our voice can ride the breath in the same way that a surfer rides a wave. The surfer does not seek to control the wave, but knows how to trust in his ability or her ability to ride the wave. So that's what we're going to do today. And this is where it gets very hard for people, but aiming, target practice, like aiming your airflow is 90% of it, and the acoustics is the other 10%. So first, if we can aim our air, meaning, better said, establish a flow with our breath that is so steady that it moves like a current, a very steady, ever-flowing, even current, then we can really get very artful with what we're playing with acoustically, like our nose and our mouth. But we first have to establish a sense of flow, and then we can change our acoustics. I'm hoping that makes sense, but we're going to have exercises to really work this out. So what I want us to do, well, first, as we play, we're playing with nose and we're playing with mouth. A good way for us to see this from here on forward is that no matter what you're singing, there's always an element of mixture in play. It's just a matter of how much ratio of mixture, meaning our chest voice is the mouth, the throat, and the chest. Our head voice is the nose, the sinus cavities, and the skull spaces. That's really cool. So those have to be equal, because without the equalness of it, we have nothing to blend with, right? We just have a really bullying mouth. And that's what happens with a lot of people. They get very comfortable in one register. And let's say it's the mouth. The mouth becomes very dominating to the sound. And pressure only builds into the mouth to an extent where it feels like we're shouting, or it's sounding like we're shouting, and that we can't sustain that. That pressure will ultimately break apart, resulting in a very obvious sound transition. And then there we go into a very weak, underpowered head voice. Now, we don't want that. which again, the key to the kingdom is managing air pressure between nose and mouth. That way we have an even flow of both as we go from high to low. Even flow from high to low. I like that. I like that a lot. So now that we've said all that, what do we do? I'm really glad you asked. I would have you close your mouth first and foremost. Most of us are very comfortable in our mouth, very mouthy. So that means that the mouth is going to pull and push, and we don't want that. We want to build equal importance to our nose. So we're going to practice by aiming the air through the nose. So we're just going to sigh, creating a puff of air through the nose, like no mouth space whatsoever. All that sound just came out of my nose. Good, now you try. Very good. Now, as you sighed, and it didn't have to be on that B note. You could pick any note that you want. But could you feel a little bit of air pressure arriving right behind your nose? That is very comfortable for me. I know how to aim my air exactly in that spot. And since my air is already steady with my mouth closed, I can go. I can introduce the mouth into the flow without disrupting that current too much. The current itself is what we're going for. So let's go ahead and close back our mouth. We're going to just get in the habit of aiming some air pressure, since that is the key to the kingdom, managing the air pressure and focusing the flow. We're going to start, I'm going to actually start you right here on E. Guys, if you want to do an octave below, that's totally fine by me. But we're going to go. I want you to feel that this is as conversational as possible without being. Can you hear how I'm trying to pull at it with the mouth? I want the flow to move through my nose. We're going to do this 3 times. Good. Now, since we've aimed enough to know what it feels like, we're going to drop the jaw and see if we can blend that note. Good. Now you should feel pretty relaxed by that. But if you felt, then that meant you lost control of the column of air. And I just want you to continue with your mouth closed so that you can build the steadiness of the breath a little bit more. Again. Again. Now blend. Good. Very, very, very good. So, just pausing to give you a nice visual. We're sort of treating your nose right now as like stabilizers or training wheels on a bicycle. They're there to hold you up, to sort of spot you. And yes, the nose is beautiful. It's the great stabilizer of the voice. It takes all the pressure off of the throat and aims it into the nose. So if you can establish that current in the nose that is so steady, you've learned to ride your bicycle. But as you take the wheels off, which is a lot of what it feels like to go down into the mouth or to blend, it feels like the sound wants to go, in the same way that we went like this on our bicycle when we were first learning to ride it. Now, how did we keep going? How did we stay up? We have to pedal. We have to continue to breathe, okay? So if I'm here, and let's say I'm new to this, and let's say my mouth is really mouthy and tries to dominate the resonance, and I'm trying to build this nose space, and I go, and that's good, but then I go, then I've lost control of the column of air. So I want to go nice and slow, and I want to keep pedaling, meaning keep exhaling. The steadiness of my exhale is going to determine that centering component to the voice. So don't get too caught up with nose and mouth, although we know that that's what's happening. I just want you to feel that you can manage your air pressure and you can aim the flow. So let's continue. Stabilize that airflow. Now notice, it's trying to see where it needs to go. So I'm going to bow my head a little bit, which will help narrow my throat, allowing the air to just bypass the mouth and just pool, flowing forward into my nose. So I can coax quite a lot of sound out of just the nose. I got a big one, guys. I got a big nose. See? Big nose. It's okay. I'm learning to accept and own it. So as I'm here, and again, I'm not placing my voice. I'm just blowing the air out of the nose. And the air is actually climbing, as it will, on its own. So I'm just sort of being still and exhaling out of my nose. And the air tells me where it needs to go. Good. Very good. So, if you practice this enough, muscle memory is a beautiful, beautiful thing. So what that really means is the body has an intelligence to it. That is to say, if you're practicing the aim, as we're doing in today's video, it's like a target practice. Have you noticed? That we're just establishing that steadiness of flow through the nose, allowing the nose to be a little stronger so that it can hold equal importance to the mouth. That's what's going to give you a nice, beautiful blend anyways. But being able to focus your air is at the heart of the entire thing. But I lost my train of thought just there. And that's okay. I'll find it again. Muscle memory is a beautiful, beautiful thing. You practice the simplicity of something like that. 10 minutes a day. Just 10 minutes a day. Let's say you decide to conquer C to C, but you move chromatically, as we have done so today. Practicing each note 3 times and then allowing a slight drop of the jaw and a little bit of a mouth mixture to join in that overall mix of your sound. But let's say that was your routine. in about a week or two, maybe 3, of just having done this, you will get a beautiful default, meaning you're not thinking about it. It's just happening. But a default open mixture. Nice, open mixture that doesn't sound like it's distorted or contrived. It's natural, it's fluid, it's flowing. And you can actually feel that, surfing analogy or the bicycle analogy, both are forward motion, trusting a sense of momentum, which is your breath. But as I go, I just, it's easy because I can feel that my nose is carrying the dominance of that air. But first I focus the air and then I'm able to actually play with what I do with it. So that at the heart is what mixing is. Did you catch all that? I sincerely hope that after today's video, you have a little bit more clarity about a mixture. It's feeling accessible to you. It's feeling flexible. It's feeling strong. It's feeling conceptual and applicable. All those bulls. I'm hoping that it really helped you with that, with your singing today. So give it a little bit of time, practice a little bit each day, and your voice will be beautiful in no time at all. So there you have it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, please be sure to give it a thumbs up or click that subscribe button below. I love seeing you guys here and want to see you as often as I can. I love you guys so much. You're totally my community in today's crazy world. But if you have any questions, please also feel free to leave them in the comments portion below today's video. I love hearing from you guys, and I love catering stuff to your questions. You guys have wonderful, beautiful questions. I hope that you have learned something today. Thank you for including me in your musical journey, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye, loves!